Hey, what's up, guys? It's Rand from Team DFG back with another video. Today we have Cough Cup 3, the top 4 cuts. And the feature match will be me versus Mick in his rematch from, I believe it was round 2. So you see him starting off with the Psychic Wielder, special out with the Psychic Tracker, Link Summon into Cherubini, and then use Cherubini's effect. Sending for cost. Graph. And then Graph's effect special from deck. We're probably going to special summon Seer. Yep, standard. Then from here, so you got Libic hand, so we might special that to just extend. Special the Libic. Link those two away into Verte, and then Seer effect special from graveyard. We're gonna bring back the Libic. Link those two away. For Rusty, everything looks coming out pretty clean right now. Like I said, Tour Guy is so good in this deck. Cause like it would get further than this, but even when you don't get Tour Guide or your touring skills and like that, any two level 3s will still get you to this board, minimal. So we're gonna see the Rusty send Ancient Cloak, set the Shape Brigading. We're probably gonna flip the Shape Brigading. Yep. And then use Ancient Cloak to banish yourself to special, well, not special, I'm sorry. Search for a Phantom Knight card from deck to hand. Probably gonna be Silent Boots because we can special Silent Boots. Yep. It's another extender special Silent Boots. Link away the Shade and the Boots into IP Masquerena. And then we'll use Boots effect to add a Fog Blade. Like we have Fog Blade and Effect Veiler in hand right now. Don't know how much that's gonna do against Mick, but we'll see how that goes. Set Fog Blade. Alright, I guess it's time to summon out the Dragoon. Do we pass? Oh no! Oh no, we forgot to do our Dragoon effect. And we forgot to do our Verte effect to get Dragoon on board. Oh no. Oh, that's not very good. And then we're gonna just try to recover from there by using IP in main phase to bring out Appaloosa for 2 negates. But that's not good. That is not good. That Dragoon is like the linchpin of the whole entire deck. Like that's the best card we have in the deck as far as raw power, negation. Like that's pretty much for all intents and purposes, that's the boss monster of this deck. So to kind of forget it, especially in the top 4, that's kind of well, we'll see how it goes, because that's not very good, especially when you have the slimmest of the combo, like the streamline. Like this is basic combo. You need that Dragoon. So we're gonna see Mick starting off with the Awakened Possessed after he plays the Pot Desires to draw 2 cards. You see Drowning in his hand, Super Poly in his hand. Is that an Effect Veiler under the Drowning? Not Effect Veiler, an Ash Blossom under the Drowning, or no? It's a Hita. Okay, Hita, draw 1. Now here's the problem. You see him draw the Skill Drain off top. That's pretty good. So you're gonna set the Skill Drain. I was gonna say that the Hita is now at 2150, so she easily can get over the Rusty or the Appaloosa. It doesn't matter to her. That's where I'm like, the Dragoon would have came in really handy. If not anything, just literally just a body that his Hita can't get over. So we're gonna pass turn. He isn't bothered to swing. Probably because he figured the card face down as Fog Blade. And then he flips the Skill Drain. So now Appaloosa is at 0. Rusty can't do anything. We're not in a very good spot because that Dragoon would have came in handy to at least negate that. Even if it got like Striked or Judgment or something like that. Not Striked or Judgment. Striked or Infinite Permanence or anything like that after the fact, we can't be targeted. So Strike or something like that afterwards, at least you try to negate the card and you put something in the graveyard you might actually need for later. So now we're just setting Fog Blades. Because there's no way for me to go back into another Verte and Naganda, so I kind of wasted one opportunity, and now he has a strike. So now I think it's just locked up at this point. Yep, flip the unpossessed. So now his Charmers and Familiar Possessed get another 800 boost when they attack opponent's monsters. And on top of the fact they can't be destroyed by card effects or destroyed by battle right now. So that he does getting really beefier and beefier, and I don't think we have any ways to out it right now, unfortunately. Especially with a skill drain on the board. We do main the one MST, but by the time we get to the MST, he might have way too much advantage to even think of a comeback. So we're gonna normal summon the Ancient Cloak. And he's gonna super Poly in response. So that should probably get rid of the Ancient Cloak and the Rusty. Yep. For probably a Starving Venom. Yes. So now we're sitting on an Appaloosa that with 0 attack, 2 Fog Blades. Okay, we're gonna do Ancient Cloak's effect. I guess we'll probably try to get our 3rd Fog Blade or boots or something. But he's gonna flip some limit in response. Like, yeah, this is probably too much. This is probably too much because even MST won't save you now. Because even if you get over the skill drain, you still have to deal with the summon limit, and you need at least to be able to summon 2 monsters and do a 3rd summon of the Nightmare Phoenix to get rid of the summon limit. So yeah, it's not looking very good right now, unfortunately. It seems like that misplay became a huge hindrance. So now I'm gonna pass back to Mick. I have the Hida attack the Appaloosa, but we're gonna try to Fog Blade it. We're gonna try to have the Starving Venom attack the Appaloosa as well. Oh no, we Fog Bladed the Appaloosa. That way it can't be attacked. So maybe I'd be smarter, instead of burning 2 Fog Blades, just burn 1 on targeting your own monster. But I don't know what we're gonna do at this point, because literally now it's a secret village. Okay, now this game should definitely be locked up. You can't even play MST anymore. This game should definitely be locked up, especially with the strongest monster in the actually that could probably be a 0 Boros, which is fine, but you need to have the materials to get to it. And you can't Fog Blade all your monsters. You only have 3 Fog Blades, and you only have 2 on board right now. So it's not looking very good right now. That 1 Dragoon misplay seemingly that cost us heavily at this point. Yeah, we're just gonna scoop it up. Yeah, because that 1 misstep cost us the entire game, which sucks. You hate to see it, but it happens. But that's why we try to teach our teammates, teach each other, help each other grow, and get over that fear or that rushing of your plays, overthinking things to the point where you make huge misplays and mistakes like that. Because now I'm like, dang, I feel like I should have won this game if I just had Dragoon on the board. And now it went from me having possibly a guaranteed win to me now facing down 1-0 and a possible elimination from the tournament. Which on its own is huge pressure alone. But you gotta remember, we still have 2 games left. You have over 30 minutes left in the game. So it's not over yet. Just come back, hit stronger in game 2. But guys, I know I say this a lot. You're probably getting tired of me saying it, but thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, etc. At the time of me doing this voiceover, we are at 47 subscribers, so we're 3 away from activating the 50 subscriber giveaway. So guys, make sure you're actually participating. Make sure you're actually doing what you have to do. Get your friends in. Make sure to like, sharing, comment, subscribing. That gives you a better opportunity to actually win the prize. To win a free Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster box. And we'll be doing this every 50 subscribers. So you help us share, help us promote, help get us out there. That helps your chances out. On top of the fact that if you didn't win the first time around, you will always still be entered into the next one, which gives you even better chance of making it to getting the prize. Like we love you guys so much that we actually sat here and said, forget it. We're gonna do a whole a whole 2 weeks worth of uploading on 1 week and say, have this for the holidays. But enough talking. We're starting off tour guide effect. So this is going through. That's great. That's a great feeling to know. Okay, cool. He doesn't have any hand traps right now. Maybe he has having a bureau down the line, but we at least get resolve our tour guide, because tour guide leads to the whole entire shebang by itself. And then we have extenders to go with it. That's beautiful. So this will be our 3rd and 4th summon. I'm assuming the 5th summon is going to be Gossip Shadow to fight against the Nibiru. Yes. So yeah, we have everything at this point. We have everything. So now we're gonna link those two away into Cherubini. Then you'll get Graph's Effect, Engrave, to special summon out the Seer, and then you can have the Cherubini send the Ancient Cloak. So yeah, you have everything at this point, unless he has some kind of Ash Blossom or something like that. Like if he has multiple hand traps, it's probably not the best position to be in. If he does have multiple hand traps, like an Infinite Impermanence and the Nibiru or something of that sort. But based on playing on the first couple times, you know that he's got very few hand traps in the deck. So they're gonna have Ancient Cloak search for the boots. They're gonna link away the Cherubini and the Seer into the Rusty. Seer bring back Cherubini. Then use Rush's effect. Probably gonna send maybe send Torn Scales, because if the boots against the graveyard, you're able to bring back the Torn Scales from grave by banishing the boots with the search. But we must have the Shade Brigandine in hand, because now we're setting the Fog Blade. Yep, we're gonna send the Torn Scales, set the Fog Blade. So that means that we definitely have Shade Brigandine in hand with another Fog Blade. Is it the last 3 Fog Blades in hand? The last 2 Fog Blades in hand? So we'll go back to what's on the board. It's definitely a Fog Blade in hand though. Shade summons out, and then we have boots. Oh, I'm tripping. Yeah, it's boots. It was Shade, boots, and Fog Blade. So now, like I said, we have everything at this point. This should be able to get us into an IEP, a Preda, and Baguska. No, not Baguska. IP, Preda, and Dragoon. Why did I say Baguska? I was probably thinking the Gossip and Shadow. I don't know why I always get those two intertwined for some reason. Anyway, you're going to link away the Shade and the boots for the IP. Use the boots to search for our last Fog Blade, which in turn would activate our Torn Scales and Graveyard to special them out. Yep. So now we're going to use the Scales effect to send the Ragged, discarding the Fog Blade. Fog Blade effect, bring back the Ragged. That locks us into, well, opens up a play into the Break Sword, which would then allow you to overlay those two, pop it, using Rusty, summon those two back, and then put them back in the grave for Predator Plant. We do this because, first of all, with the Fog Blade in the graveyard, with the Break Sword in the open zone from Rusty, allow you to do a Rusty pop in the opponent's turn. On top of the fact of overlaying those two, instead of just letting them go to the graveyard for free off of the Verda, would prevent you from prevent your Torn Scales getting banished off his own effect. So it keeps resources in the graveyard as well. So this time we didn't forget the Dragoon, and like we have full board set up, which is great to see. Because we have the Fog Blade, we have the Dragoon, we have the Bamboozling, and then we're gonna link away in main phase 1 for Appaloosa. So we should have enough here to at least put a hold to mixed plays. Like, personally, I think it's the best board against Charmer Stud. Probably not, but you don't want to risk having too many Super Poly targets on the board. So in fact, he can eat up your whole entire board. Because even if he Super Polys me here, at least I have 2 2 wins. See there's a Super Poly with the Nibiru in hand. Wow, so he pretty much he was ready. So Super Poly Wave the Dragoon and the Rusty and the Cherubini. Wow, so he must have Predaplant Trip in the graveyard in the extra deck, which is pretty beefy. Requires 3 darks. Has the ability of when your own special summons from the extra deck, you can negate and destroy that card, which that's a pretty powerful card, especially for a deck like mine that's relying on the extra deck, which makes him quite an issue now at this point. And then he has another Super Poly. Are you kidding me? Wow. He had the nuts. He had the Nibiru and 2 Super Polys. Wow. Got rid of the winds and the darks, and here's the Mud Dragon. Wow, you hate to see it. Double Super Poly. When you think you have it all. When you think you have it all. And I'm serious, just confirming, like, can he do this? Like, yeah, Super Poly twice. That's busted. Well, at least you guys now see why we played Union Carrier and Buster Dragon, because preventing this from happening was definitely needed, and now that it's gone, stuff like this is more likely to happen. So we're gonna just Fog Blade the Triff, at least hold that down, and then we'll take I believe the Mud Dragon is 19 and the Hita is 1850, so 3750 plus the 2000 we've already taken, so it's 5750 damage we've taken, which leaves us with a total of, I believe, 2250, which not a lot to live on. With a Fog Blade in hand, and we drew I don't know, can't tell what we drew, but we still have some kind of former plays. We still have the Ragged Gloves, and we still have the Torn Scales Engrave. But he does have that one set that we do not know what it is. It's almost like Mick came back for revenge from the first game, which, like, I can't blame him. Like, yeah, he got slighted a little bit because of the Rhoda and the Secret Village. I don't think we ever caught up. I don't think we ever picked up on it until after the tournament. But yeah, we're gonna do the Ragged Gloves, sending the Ancient Cloak, and then Torn Scales will activate its effect since a Phantom Knight was banished to summon itself back out. But from here, it's like, where do we go? Because he has a response to summon Macrocosmos. Oh, he just had it all. Oh, did somebody stack the deck or something? Like, how did... Wow, double Super Poly Nibiru, Macrocosmos. The thing is, I don't see any offense on his side. Like, if... Wow, just... Only thing he had for offensively on his side was the Hita, but like that's gonna be enough just to win the game at this point, because like he has so much advantage. He ate away most of my power cards, and now I'm just fighting with the scraps basically. I guess we're just discussing right now, like, really? Macro? Really? And now that makes me hesitant to use my Break Sword, because everything is gonna get banished. Now I really have to question whether that's worth it or not. Just want to read the macro. I was thinking about Phoenix, but I'm like, if it sends everything to the graveyard, I don't think it's worth it. Trying to see what we have left to use, because we do have a access into a level rank 3, a link 2. So we have the Phoenix, we have the Break Sword at this point. We have access to those. But that Libic in hand is just, it's a dead card because you don't have another Cherubini, so it's like that card is just dead in your hand, which is very unfortunate. So I'm probably thinking about cutting that out, truth be told. I'll live with the Graph or the Seer in my hand, but I can't live with Libic in my hand. But anyway, we decided to go into the Break Sword. Now we can use the Break Sword and would banish whatever we detach. But I don't know, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we went with the rule of materials don't count as being on the board, so they don't. I don't know. It's a complicated thing for us. We just went with what we thought was right. The material was technically XC material is not technically on the board. They even used the Break Sword targeting macro targeting Fog Blade to destroy both of them, which we thought were the right plays. It's correct us if we're wrong. Like I said, this is still a learning process for us for some interactions. But we're gonna use the Fog Blade to summon back the Rusty, which I don't know if that's the right play right now, especially with that Triff now being unlocked, because we didn't want to get our Break Sword banished, but at the same time, leaving that Triff up is a problem. But we're gonna get back at him, swing at two of his monsters. It's not much damage, but it affects a couple things. So that's two monsters gone. Set a Fog Blade. Like we might actually be able to climb back into the game now. I'm gonna pass. He draws a card. I think it was Luna, which that's a great top deck. Luna. Then he'll use the Luna effect to add a spellcaster with 1850 attack from his deck. Now this is where I'm like, I think this was a bad play on my part to Fog Blade the Luna, because I was scared of him gaining advantage. Also, the fact that I was scared of him bouncing back one of my cards. But at the end of the day, hindsight being 2020, of course, we probably should just Fog Blade the Treff again and let him have the Luna bounce, because it sucks. But he already normal summoned, and all he's stuck on now is a Treff. And if you have someone to get rid of the Treff, then you're fine. But now thinking back on it, I think the Luna Fog Blade was probably a bad call. But we have Battle Phase, Treff swings over to Break Sword brings back to level 4s. But the problem is that Treff still negates any summon from the extra deck. So now I'm definitely in a spot where I'm like, I should have just negated the Treff. We draw the Edge Jump Sabers for turn, which, okay, that's a way to get a body on the board. Then it can be linked away or exceed away, and then it can be brought back by getting rid of that Libic in hand. But I think it was all on the Treff now, because that Treff is still a problem. We should probably just Fog Blade the Treff, truthfully. But maybe it won't be too much of a hindrance. So we're gonna use the Torrent Scales effect we have in the deck, so we could probably extend further. Checking graveyard again, make sure we have everything there. I'm thinking probably looking for an Ancient Cloak to then banish the Ancient Cloak to summon out the boots. But I think we went through all our Ancient Cloaks, or it might already want to be in the graveyard, which I feel like it's unfortunate if we don't have another PK in the graveyard to activate that Torrent Scales from grave. But we're going to top deck the Libic to summon the Edge Jump Sabers. Nothing else in there. We're really blowing up the resources just to get over this Overton, because it can still negate my extra deck summon, which is very unfortunate. We exhausted a lot of resources. And I think probably the still worst part overall is that, oh no, those are both level 4s. No, those are not both level 4s. That's a level 4 and a level 3. So this might be a misstep right here. Use the ancient cloak to pump up the the rusty bot. Yeah, I guess I forgot that that's a level 4. But why did we summon the Phoenix? Oh, summon the Phoenix out to use the ancient cloak to search. But yeah, I think that's a misstep on my part because I forgot that's a level 4. But now the cloak comes back out. Well, not the cloak, the Torrent Skills comes back out. Because at this point I'm getting a lot of free advantage. But I'm like, right now, truth be told though, even with that misstep, I don't know if it's gonna get me far enough that I want to. Because as soon as I go into Access Code Talk or something, he's just gonna negate it with the overtime. As soon as I even breathe a big monster, yeah, it's gonna get negated. And I'm also realizing that I probably should never put that Phoenix right there. Because even if I have another break or something like that, I'll still be locking myself away from getting a possible Rusty pop if he didn't negate it. So now we're gonna go into the Unicorn. Unicorn's gonna get negated by the overtime, which basically leaves us on nothing now. So I'm trying to think about it, but there's nothing I can do about that. It's a lot of questionable play calling or moves in this game, especially on my part. But it was a great game played by Mick. That hand he opened was, I guess, still. Should be told, it's probably still shaking me. Like, man, I can't believe he opened that. Now I'm still sitting here with nothing. All my resources are gone. I'm about to really re-question how to go about this deck and how to play this out now. Because like, the overtime was a huge issue, and I'm burning a lot of resources to try to get over it. Which, and like, if I had kept a cool head and sat down and actually try to figure things out, it probably wouldn't be as bad as it looks. I guess we're trying to figure it out. We're gonna special the boots. I think left in the extra deck is what? A Access Code Talker, a Topological Zero Boros, and a Link Spider. And none of that gets me where none of these cards I have on board gets me there. And with the overtime going wild, he's pretty much gonna swing over that Levier with the Harpy's Feather Duster, so he's definitely about to clean this up now. Because the Luna can just literally bounce itself and bounce the Levier or bounce the Rusty. And I'm gonna try to chain, but it's gonna miss timing, so that's not gonna resolve. Like, and yep, and then there's Rashawn explaining it to me. Yeah, it's gonna miss timing. So it won't even be able to destroy the Luna or destroy the overtime off of the Rusty effect. Sorry guys, you heard that. That was my phone in the background. So I say forget it. It's might as well keep the resources for next turn. He's gonna search again because he normal summoned it back after the bounce. And now the this Luna and this overtime can get over both monsters on the board, which probably leaves me on a Link 2 at best next turn. And even then, he has no overtime to negate it. So overtime's gonna swing over the Levier. I think I was at 2250 if I'm not mistaken. And that's 3,000 beater, so it'd probably be like under 1,000 life points, so probably like 850 if I'm not mistaken. Then we're gonna pass turn. He's gonna pass turn. I really have nothing left here. And I drew the Libic that I got rid of last turn. The best I can do is like special and defense and pass. With just a Fog Blade and Grave. We can edge him itself, edge him back out, and then we can banish the boots. Banish the Fog Blade to summon back out the Break Sword and defense. But you might as well shake it up.
Hey everyone, it's Bunny from Team DFG. Thanks for watching this video, and remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content. Thanks again for watching, and see you guys in the next video.